And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shaping Success. I'm your host, Wes Tankersley. I'm here with David Manery, who I had met on TikTok. He's a disabled vet, and he has a dog that he takes around with him, and is also your, what do they call him? Your service dog?
He is my personal service dog. He's certified.
Go off to war, and you're in the middle of the shit. That's what I like to call it, because, I mean, that's really what it is. It's a crazy time, right?
Yeah, it is a whole different world over there, and it'll change you.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about, so tell me a little bit about who you are and why you ended, or how you got into the military, when you started that, and those types of things, like what made you want to join the military?
So I grew up in Payette, Idaho.
Okay.
And I graduated from Fruitland, actually. I did my last 2 years in Fruitland. And I did a little MMA fighting for a while, and just I got suspended too many times, and I needed something else to do, and there was nothing in that town. There's nothing in Payette for me. So I was working at Coke for a little bit. My dad worked there too, and it got to the point to where I just hated it there, and there was a couple guys there, and they're like, hey, you need to join the Army. You need to join the Army. My son joined, and I was like, let's do it. And I went and signed and ended up leaving Coke and joined the Army, and did from 2011 to 2016, and I deployed to Afghanistan from 2011 to 2012, and I got out on a medical discharge.
Okay. And so the big thing, we talked about it a little bit before, there's some funny things with like getting PTSD over there. Like, a lot of people don't really understand what that is. Can you explain a little bit what that is, and then like how it affects you? Because I think that that's a big thing that people don't see.
PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. It happens when mine happened. I can't say how everybody else happens. Mine happened from firefights and gunfights, and it is different when you're in your 20s and you're like, yeah, I'm all gung-ho, let's sign up, let's go, and you get over there, and then when the bombs and bullets really start flying and people really start dying is when that will change you. And when you're over there, you have to compartmentalize. Like, you have to just push it down. You can't deal with it. We have missions to do. We have stuff to do. We can't deal with it. And that's what happens when you get home, is that's when it affects you. And it's bad. Like, I developed a pretty bad drinking problem with it, and it got pretty bad. And I ended up, I haven't been sober for over 6 years now.
Okay.
But a lot of guys deal with it differently, and it'll change you. Like I was saying earlier, I'll be driving down the freeway, and normal people are just like driving and having fun listening to the music. I'm looking for, where are they going to shoot me from, or where's an IED planted? Yeah. So it's just, I may have left that country, but the war still lives on in my brain every day. It's constant fear of, are they going to kill me today?
Yeah.
And I know they're not. I'm in Idaho, like.
Right.
But
sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
No,
at it,
no,
but
I
like,
get
we
it.
talk about
It's
Idaho.
it's
like,
hilarious.
It's like the safest state in the union, right? Because everyone is. Well, I mean, and that could be something that could be triggering as well. Is like, most of the people are packing. Like, most of the people have protection with them, which that's what makes it safe. But also, you don't know what that person's gonna do. I mean,
exactly.
It's kind of like defensive driving. You talked about like going down the road. And I don't want to make it sound like it's less than what it is, but that's what it's like. Like, there are people who just drive down the road and they're doing whatever, right? And then there's someone who's driving down the road and is like texting and on the phone and doing all this other stuff and not paying. And the driver that I standing ahead, looking, trying to figure out who's coming here, what's going there. But it's even more elevated because now you're worried about like someone popping up and, shooting at you or something.
Right. And that's the hardest part about it, is because I know that's not going to happen, but my brain says it's going to, but like physically I know like no one's going to do that, but it's just exhausting, constantly exhausting. And the biggest thing vets need to do is find an outlet and find a way to deal with it and talk about it.
Yeah. A good outlet, right?
Like, a healthy outlet, and not a destructive one, because once you go down the destructive path, it's hard to get off of it. Yeah. And it's a wild ride.
Yep. And we have your little mascot here. He's not little. He's little there, but he's not little. He's a bigger dog, right? What kind of dog is he?
He is an English cream golden retriever.
Okay. So golden retriever.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about him, because what you do with him is you take him around, right? But
Right.
he also helps you.
Right.
How does he help you?
So Chaos is my personal service dog. I got Chaos, and this is crazy how he got his name. I got Chaos 3 days before I had open heart because my aortic valve failed me. So now I have a mechanical valve in, and it was just a chaotic time. And me and my wife were like, should we really be getting a dog? And I said, yeah, I need to get him. I need a dog, and we got him. And she's like, well, what are we gonna name him? And I was like, well, this is just Chaos right now. And then it stuck. Like, his name's Chaos.
Yeah.
And he was my service. He has to be a 1 to be a service dog. So I waited till he was 1. We did the training through Guardian Paws out in Nampa. And then he's been my service dog. And I got to the point to where Chaos is very special. Like, he triggers on, or he hits on, like, when I'm, like, anxiety and stuff like that. And I noticed he was doing it to my son, too. When my son would start crying or something, Chaos would alert and, like, go lay on him. And I realized that Chaos has a gift and it needs to be shared with the world. So we were looking around, and my wife found Go Team Therapy Dogs of Idaho. And April of 2023, I tried out for the team, and we made it. And I was such a scared kid at that time. I didn't think we were going to make it. And I told my wife, like, I'm not going to make this team because I was just so nervous. And I figured, like, I'm not going to make it. They're going to realize I'm nervous and all that. And we went through the first training, and then first day training, and then second day training. And I'll never forget, like, when we were leaving the second day of training after we did all the paperwork and everything, Nancy hugged me and she said, you made it. She told me I made the team. And that gave me a purpose. And at that point, I knew that there was change going to be made.
That's awesome, man. Take your time. Do what you got to do.
I'm just a boy with his dog. Auntie Joe says. When I joined the team, I wanted to be on the juvenile correction team and go to those visits because it's just what I wanted to do. And you have to have about 10 visits before you can be on, like, special teams and stuff like that. And I got my 10 visits in, and I was invited to join that team. And I built such a great connection with those kids. And Joe was the lead at that time, and she asked me if I would take over lead. It's pretty incredible to know that I just wanted to be on the team, but now I was running it.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty. That is super cool, because, like you said, like, it's tough when you don't quite know what your purpose is, right? Like, and then you figure out, because you've been through so much. There's a lot of things that are kind of holding you back, and then you're able to find that, and that has got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And to be a leader, right? Like,
it's awesome.
like, hey, let's do this. We're gonna have you.
Right.
We're gonna have you lead this now, and you're like, man, I just got here, kind of.
Yeah, so, I mean, you have to be on the team for about 6 months so you can be a lead. So it took a while, but once I made that, they saw I could handle, like, the juvenile corrections and stuff. So now I'm also the lead for first responders. So anytime we get calls for first responders, like, hey, we want the dogs to come here, they'll send me the emails, and I'll respond, and I'll set up events, and I'll be there with them.
So are you seeing a lot of, like, you're talking about, there's a couple different things here we're talking about. So we're talking about vets with PTSD, right? We're talking about first responders, and we're talking about juveniles. Like, there's a pretty big parallel between all of those things, right? They may have not been through the same
They all
thing.
got PTSD, though.
Yeah.
And that's crazy it's all, I guess, I'm just trying to help people that I know that are going through something that I'm going through.
Right.
And it's not easy, but.
Yeah, but, you know, I feel like one of the things that is with most people, so, you know, this is Shaping Success Treasure Valley. Shaping Success has this purpose of, like, what is it that you find in like, what do you think success is? That's what it is. What is the shape of your success, right? And for you, it probably was tough to find it for a little while, right? Because you're out able to see the difference that you're making. And I noticed like a lot of things like with your TikToks, you said yesterday when I was shooting you a text, hey, are you ready? Blah, blah, blah. You're like, I'm an open book, which that is very helpful because then people see, and that's why I thought it would be great to have you on here, is because people can see that they're not alone. You know, there are outlets for PTSD, and it is a big thing with the military. I think about the military because I'm kind of weird. Like I start thinking about statistics and things like that, not actual statistics, but like if you think about statistically, the people who are off, deployed, you've gone there and you've given yourself a much higher chance of having PTSD than just a normal everyday person like me, because there's so many different things that can happen over there. And so you think of that as being like the biggest thing for PTSD, right?
Right.
But it's not.
It's not.
It's all over.
Any traumatic event will change the way that you look at life from now on. Like, so some of the kids that I work with at the juvenile center, some of those kids, like, I want to be very clear real quick. They are kids.
Right.
Like, they are kids, and we treat them like monsters in there. And it just destroys me seeing those kids locked up like that. But a lot of them have PTSD, and a lot of them that I deal with are actually active gang members. And but the thing is those kids were taught that.
Yeah.
That's not something that they just like grew up and were like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. They were taught to do that, and that's what's sad.
Yeah, they're exposed to things that they wouldn't regularly be exposed to. It could be any type of abuse. It could be like watching their parents do something.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy. And to think about it, like I have young kids. I don't know how old you have
my son. Yeah, he's 11. He'll be 12 in December.
Okay, so I have an 11-year-old daughter and I have a 3-year-old son. And my wife and I sit here and like we're selling our house. So we're sitting here and we've got it on the market, and we get a notice last night, hey, we need to show it at 12:30 today. So we're sitting there freaking out about having to clean up the house, and my wife is asking my daughter to do things, and she's not doing them the way that she wants them to do. And I'm sure you know where this is going, but you're sitting there like, I don't understand why she can't listen. I don't understand this. I don't understand that. And it's like, then we go back to this conversation we had a couple of days ago, and it's like, their brains are like 25% developed. Like they're not even close to the capacity. And I can tell you my personal self, when I was 18, my brain wasn't totally developed.
Definitely not, no.
So it takes a while. Like I'm way different now because I've learned to try to educate myself in different ways.
Right.
And like you get smarter and you get more articulate in the things that you do. But like they don't understand. So now you throw in this stuff that's going on that's not supposed to happen when you're a kid. And you got to unwind that. Yep. So they're sitting in this juvenile detention center, and they're trying to unwind that themselves.
Yeah, and it's tough, and because some of them have done their time, like, but the sad thing is they can't be released because mom and dad don't want them.
Yeah.
So they have to sit in there till they're 18.
And
so
what could that do to you?
To
know that your parents don't want you.
I know, and that it just when they tell me that, and they're like, there's a couple kids in there that are like, yeah, I got to age out in here. I'm like, how do your parents that created you not want you? Like, how can a parent say, nope, not my problem?
Yeah. I'm going to say something pretty controversial, but I wish that we were born sterile and then like you could like push a button and then you can have kids, because you're going to automatically go out and try and make babies, right? But like the fact of the matter is that you're not ready. You don't understand what you're doing. You have this primal urge to do something, and you don't think about like what could happen. And so there's a lot of those parents out there that like didn't want kids, but we have one, and they're not ready.
And they just don't care.
Took this act and you did this and you created this, and now you don't want any responsibility for it.
Right, because it did a little mistake, and now you gotta eat some pride and deal with it. Like, that's your child.
It's still a kid. Yeah,
it drives me nuts. They're just kids, man.
So you work with you said you're working with EMTs as well, and then you do work with other vets too. Yeah, so we do events at we go to the VA in Boise. I think they go twice a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays. I've done a few of them, but it kind of hits too close to home, so chaos kind of freaks out a little bit there, so we don't go there that much. A lot more like alertive to like me, because my anxiety's high because I hate going to the VA. So then I get
the anxiety, and he's like, Dad, we shouldn't be here. And I'm like, we got to.
Right.
But
so that's a tougher
yeah,
thing to
that's
do.
a tougher one to do for me, the
Okay.
VA and crisis. So we get called to several crises.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think we've got 4 this year so far, and 2 of them involve kids dying. And that's hard. Like, when we get called to the school and
Oh, yeah.
it's like I got a 1-hour notice. Hey, we need dogs. And we got teams together and we showed up, and those kids didn't even know why we were there.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing is they're like, why are these dogs here? Like, what's going on? And then they get the news in the classroom, and then they all just flood us.
Yeah.
Just bawling their eyes out. And we're just sit there.
It's amazing how animals can give you that sense of security. It's crazy how like I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like I have just a little 7-pound Morkie. He's like half Maltese, half Yorkie. And sometimes he just wants to sit there with you and he just wants to chill, and he can kind of like get it. Like we were just getting ready to get the house ready, and he's going crazy and he's running around, and he knows he's going to the park, and he's just like excited. And I'll tell you what, nothing's worse than seeing a 6'3" dude walking around a 7-pound Morkie, but we do it sometimes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you mentioned that it's a little bit tougher to be around vets, but what I noticed about some of your content on TikTok is that it seems like you're facing that head on, like you're trying to be involved in it, because you recently posted something, and I think it kind of fell through, about getting together with a bunch of vets.
Right. So I tried to create an event to where we're all going to get together actually tomorrow at a Freedom Park in Star. But then there was some news articles coming out saying that people were getting swimmer's itch from the water. So then I canceled it. So.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try and reschedule it.
It's weird. No matter where you do, no matter where water is, like you're
Right.
talking about the swimmer's itch. It's funny, like Lake Lowell. I'm sure you heard about it.
Yeah.
Like it's like one of the dirtiest lakes, but like people go in there.
Right.
The Simplot had some like diphtheria or like, I mean, there's always something that goes on because some kid or a dog get in there and go to the bathroom, and then you end up having all these issues. But yeah, I mean, it's too bad that it fell through, but that's, to me, like when I saw that, it's like, it's tough for me to be around them, but I need to figure out a way to do it. So you're facing it head on.
I guess it's harder to, I shouldn't say harder to be around them. It's harder to be like at the VA with them, seeing them go through what they're going through.
Right.
And there's nothing I can do to help them. There's not a thing I can do except for be there with the dog. And I have like a mob like mentality. Like, those are my brothers. Those are my sisters.
Right.
Like, if I can't help them, I can't be around.
Yeah.
So it's just hard.
So that's the tough part. It's not more like it triggers the PTSD.
No,
it's
because
more about just being around and not being able to do anything.
Because I love being surrounded by like vets, because we get each other. Like, we have a dark humor and we understand like triggers and stuff like that, or we can understand each other. So it's easier that way, but I just want to hang out with them. It's fun.
Yeah. So how long has this? So how long have you? How old is Chaos?
Chaos is 6 now.
Okay, so you've been doing this for like 5 years.
3 years. We've been on the team for 3 years. So we joined in 2023. It'll be 3 years in April.
Okay. And it's been good.
Obviously. Oh, it's awesome. It's probably the best thing I did in my life.
How would you say that it changed your life from once you obviously had him, but then when you got into it, like, has it helped you get out more? Has it helped you deal with things a little bit better?
So before I got Chaos, like after my heart surgery and everything, I isolated myself pretty bad. Like,
I feel like we glossed over the heart surgery thing, but that's
that's
like not a normal thing, but like there's a lot of people that are affected by it, right?
It happens.
Yeah.
It's just life.
Yep. So you got cut open, you got worked on, right?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Isolated very, very bad, and I didn't want to be around anybody. I was angry at like, why did my body fail? We went through war, and you're gonna come home and fail me now. So I was very angry about that, and so I didn't want to be around people, and I felt weak because that surgery and everything, and I got Chaos, and then we were just, for that first year, kind of training him and everything, and then I needed him to be like my service dog so I could certify him to take him places, and we went through Guardian Paws out of Nampa, did that, and got our CGC through them, And then we joined Go Team a couple years later. But it's forced me to go out because people need me.
Yeah.
But people don't need me. They need Chaos.
Right.
So
but they need you to facilitate
right.
that.
So if Chaos, the only way Chaos can go is if I go. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a win-win. Like Chaos does all the work. I'm just the dope on the end of the rope.
Yeah.
But it gets me out, and it's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like this podcast. Like, I honestly, like, I tell people all the time, and I probably say it almost every single episode, I get more out of this than I feel like we're giving it to people. That's why I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like it's kind of almost selfish for me because like I get to talk to great people and get to have these conversations and kind of glean information from them. And I feel like it's almost like it's about me, even though it's like I want to share it with everyone. I want them to be able to know that there is, just like we were telling, there's people who suffer with PTSD. There's people who need these dogs. They need the support, the service dogs. And then there's people who are just like, oh, I want to take my dog on the plane. You know?
Yeah.
Like those are the insane ones. It's like, oh, I just want to take my dog on the plane. So I'm going to make him a service dog. I'm going to say like I have some fake something or whatever and get him on there.
And that's the problem is like there's no real regulations on it. Like it's not really enforced because there's not an actual certification, I should say. But you'll see, if you see a vet with a dog, know that dog's helping him.
Yeah.
And he's went through his training. But if you see Karen with her Chihuahua in the Walmart cart, that's not a service dog.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between service dogs and therapy dogs. So a service dog has to provide a physical touch or it helps its owner in some sort of way.
Yeah.
And a therapy dog is just there to provide love and support. They just have to be good dogs that will let people love on them.
Yeah. It's amazing what service dogs can do too. I had a guy named Brandon Mao on here who he had, gosh, I can't remember what it was now, but he had to have a transplant. He's a diabetic. He was I can't remember now. I can't even remember what it was called, but he had a diabetic dog. Like they can smell. And
that training's crazy how they do that. Like they do the whole saliva thing and they'll freeze it, and that's insane.
Yeah, and it's just crazy how smart dogs are. You know,
dogs sense things that we can't.
Yeah.
Like, and they're life changing.
Yeah,
Chaos changed my life.
They're empathic. I mean, that's really what they is. They can feel that. They can have the empathy. They know what's going on, and they're there to help you. So it's
amazing.
Yeah. What does he do when he alerts that you like you?
So Chaos, when my anxiety or PTSD is really acting up, if I have him on a leash, he'll start barking and trying to pull away. Like we need to get out of here.
Oh.
But if I don't have him on a leash and I'm just like at home and I'm having like an attack, he'll come push his head up into me and just sit on me and just be like, Dad, I'm right here.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
Yeah.
He runs you away.
Yeah.
He's like, let's go. Time for flight. We got to get out of here.
And it happened at one of the Go Team events. I was having a real bad PTSD day. And like, just from the get-go, I knew I should have backed out of that event. But it was for first responders that I was in charge of being there for. So I had to go. And right when we got in, he just started barking and he's like, no, we got to go. And I ended up, one of the ladies next to me, Margaret, she's one of my aunties, and she noticed that Chaos was alerting to me and I wasn't saying anything to anybody. And she's like, yo, you okay, David? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, yeah. And I started talking to her and she talked me through it that whole time. Like, so if it wasn't for Margaret that day, I would have had to have left.
Which is good though that you have that too, and there's other people there that it's
right.
not just you. Like you have that support too that can help you to kind of calm down and get through it. So
because they all look out for me like more than they should, but they definitely look out for me a lot, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, man, it's a great story. I'm glad that you were able to make it in here, and thanks for being here a little bit early.
Yeah.
I gotta go change and I gotta go do an install, so it's kind of crazy. But where can people, if they want to get in touch with you, like is he out for events? Like, can they contact you and go, hey?
So you can either go to goteamtherapydogs.com. I think it's .com or .org. It's on one of the cards. Let me just double check.
Yeah, so, I stuck it over there because I don't want to forget it. But we have these awesome. Go ahead and show it to the camera just so
this is Chaos's like Go Team card, and then on the back it'll have like all his information and all his titles and like ways to contact me.
It's like a baseball card. It's super cool.
But you can email us at teamidaho@goteamdogs.org, or just Google like Go Team Dogs of Idaho.
Okay.
And we have a Facebook page too.
Yeah. I'll make sure that we stick those in the notes. But
Awesome.
yeah, man, it's been great having you, and I'm really excited to see how this goes for you. Like I said, I one of the things, like, I found you on TikTok, so I'm just like scrolling through, looking at some of the things that you're going through, and then just like being able to talk to you about it. Like, you can just tell that you're just facing it head on. It's never going to be easy. That's the thing that people always like, I'm looking for this easy thing, but it's like how you can deal with it and how you can just keep moving forward.
You gotta learn how to manage.
Yep, exactly. Well, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out here. If this show is brought to you by Shade Bros, if you are interested in window coverings in the Treasure Valley, please give us a call, 208-99-SHADE, and we will get you scheduled and taken care of. Until next time, I challenge you to find the shape of your success.